Hello again, 1/64 scale resin collectors. So I'm going to start off this video with a warning, basically, if you don't want to get blocked from my channel, because honestly, I don't care if you guys watch my channel or not, and if you annoy me, I'm going to block you. And it's a legitimate reason to be annoyed by my videos. I totally understand this. I complain a lot about packaging, partially because it's polluting us. It's all in our brains already. Never mind our bodies. There's plastic in our brains. That should concern you, humans being an electrical system. Second, packaging costs money. So this model we're going to review today by Era 404, you'll notice it comes in this sleeve. It comes in a cardboard box to protect the display case. It has a regular molded base. So the cheapest price I could see on this on AliExpress, if I look here, is $50. Free shipping. The BCP 918 Spider I reviewed recently, the cheapest price I can see here is $93. That's almost twice as much money because this thing has a fancy base with a carbon fiber nameplate, and then it comes in a box. Beyond the crystal box, it comes in a thick cardboard box. You know, packaging isn't free. It doesn't grow on trees. It costs money to make packaging, and then it costs money to ship heavier items. So that's why I complain about it. I know it's annoying, guys, but if you don't like it, just go buy your own models and make your own channel. You don't have to watch this. I'm not pointing a gun to anyone's head. You know, I'm just trying to make people aware that this is waste. I must throw out like a ton of packaging in the time I've been doing this channel because I've reviewed over 3,000 things. That's a lot of garbage that's polluting everyone, including myself. Alright, so I'm going to try to be able to, let's move on and hope this is a nice model, because that would be annoying if I bought this and it's garbage. But there's many Liberty Walk kits out there. So this is the Type 2 from what I could decipher looking through this box. So here we do have, a foil box. It's quite elaborate, but it's, not as bad as a thick cardboard box. So this is meant to protect this box from getting scratched or cracked, I guess. And historically, all these cases generally end up nice. So just with that minimal packaging. It's not only Aero 404, but Fuel Me also. Actually, Fuel Me has less cardboard. Fuel Me just has a sleeve, like other premium brands, and those are resin models. And then also, what's the other brand? Scale Mini. They don't have crazy packaging, so their models are cheaper, right? I think it's just common sense. But anyways, if you like collecting nice boxes, send me $50 and I'll send you an acrylic box. It seems like we actually have some Liberty Walk decals in here. I may or may not get to that. Alright, so here we have tape dots. Okay, let me get these off because it's going to be hard to see with this cover. Alright, one side's good enough. This is a pretty tight fit of a box here. So, yeah, I don't think it's this tape dot. I'm afraid if I scratch it with my fingernail, the tape residue is going to be left behind. So that's something, if you're new to the hobby, you really just want to peel them off because, yeah, I can guarantee you there's going to be tape residue. I guess there's no choice on this one. I cannot get that thing open otherwise. Nope. I'll be back. So if you do get tape residue, you can just take the remaining sticker, do that a bunch of times, and it grabs itself. So that's how I go about removing. If you use chemicals, I think it destroys the clarity of the box. And then also, someone was nice enough to comment, you should always open these vertically or lengthwise because you might rip the mirror off if you do it this way. So you want to go this way. So now, I'm not complaining, I'm commending this brand. Just a molded base, nice and simple, nice and cheap. This box may have cost like $2 instead of like $5 or $10 for an acrylic base or a wooden base, which is even crazier. Alright, so if you're giving away these things as gifts, I guess go for the crazy ones. But me, I don't give these away as gifts. I mean, honestly, how many times have you gifted this kind of stuff to someone? I'm a little curious. Okay, well, anyways, we do have a sticker. It's a carbon fiber sticker. Now that I do feel is kind of not the greatest because stickers peel up. If it was printed on, that'd be one thing. But the sticker's literally going to peel up, and that's not going to look very nice in the future. Ideally, they would have just had that molded in. Other brands will have a molded texture to look like carbon fiber, so it never goes bad, and it's, again, cheaper. So we do have the metal nameplate here. It's etched away there. How many of this color were made? 300 of this red. It's kind of like a candy, what am I trying to say? Translucent. That's the impression I'm getting. As you can see, it's like kind of orange, then red. I don't think it's like, there's a lot of depth to this paint job, it seems. So before we get into the model, I guess we'll just try to look at some photos. I just looked up Type 2, but this wing isn't straight, so that's the thing. Here we do have a rear straight wing. So, yeah, I guess there's not much to it. It's just a straight wing. Here, we have like, it's all black. It's hard to say, but there's a little bit of a barge board here, and it is here. We'll just see when we look at the model closely. There's over-fendering going on here, over-fendering front and rear. This whole side duct here, yeah. So those are the main things I'm seeing. An additional piece on the chin, the side sill, the over fenders, and a straight wing. So let's try to look for those in this model. So the wheel, yeah, I mean it's got the 5 lug nuts in silver, so that's nice. And then the perimeter bolts are all silver. Looks pretty nice. The spokes are black, obviously. And look at the lip of this wheel. Is this a milled piece of metal? Or is it just chromed plastic? I am not sure. It's so small. I can't even tell with my naked eye, but I almost feel like it's possibly a machined lip. What do you guys think? I think that might be milled aluminum, but I might be mistaken. Could be just be plastic. Alright, so you can clearly see there's a brake rotor back there. It's got some slots cutting into the wind. There's clearly a red caliper, and that caliper is 3-dimensional. It's not just a flat piece. So no complaints there. The tire, it's a little bit rounded. The tread blocks don't look too bad, so that's alright. And then it's nice that you have the Toyo proxies. It's a decal, I think. Hopefully it won't peel off. There actually is tread there. Okay. So the fender flare here, just got the recesses for the body screws, but no actual body screws, just the recesses. What's going on? That's clearly a decal. I can't figure out I have a feeling it's on top of the clear coat. And then here's that little barge board we're trying to look for, and then we have a decal on there. Is that metal, I wonder? No, maybe it's plastic. I guess that's plastic because you can see the draft angle. There's a couple of horizontal slots there. I guess we're alright to the front. We'll just go here. Blackout on the back side of these lens covers. And I don't really see excessive glue on the lens covers, so I think that's nice. And then you can see here the 2 lights. Those are probably photo etched pieces. They're not just flat, right? They have some recesses. A little orange in there. Some resin maybe. I wonder if these headlights are domed out, if there's like a drop of resin. I can't tell. I almost feel like there's a little bit of a dome there, so there could have been some clear resin on there. So decals again. Now I'm kind of thinking like there is a little clear coat over these. But I don't know. I still can't say for sure. That Lambo badge looks good enough for me. I can't zoom any further. Sorry, the spring mount of this camera is kind of wobbly, or that's actually the pulse in my hand. Alright, so let me get a flashlight for these grills. Or no, just get the light in there, but is there anything behind there? Clearly photo etched grills, like a honeycomb, but I'm trying to see. I can't say if there's anything back there, like a radiator. I don't think so. I think it's just darkness. Oh, wait. If the light goes away... I don't know. I think it's just darkness. Alright, well that's fine for me. Yeah, look at this paint. So I have a square LED above us. The edge is okay. It's not the sharpest edge, but it's definitely not orange peely, so that's good. Okay, so that light cluster looks okay. That's fine. It's really slammed. Clearly it's not going to roll. These things are meant to, they're not meant to even be opened. That's why they're tape dots on the box, so they're not meant to be rolled around. They're not toys, they're scale models. Big text there. I don't see any wrinkliness in that text. I wonder if that's tampo printed. Possibly. Could be paint instead of a decal. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe that's the clearness right there. Again, really nice paint job here. The camera makes this car look orange, but it's clearly red. It's to the naked eye, it's definitely like a maroon color, but the camera tends to change the hue of my videos, so it definitely looks kind of like an orange color in camera. But to the naked eye, unless I have color problems, I would call that a red. Alright, the rear wheel, that's nice. It seems like there's a little shifted Lambo badge in the middle. This one's so small, I didn't even see it. Yeah, so there are Lambo decals in the middle of the wheels. That one's much better. It's quite shiny, actually. Alright, so let's finish off this side. Since we're back here, there's a door handle recess. And what's nice about this here, we have a piece of photo etched metal. The reason why that's good is keeping this plastic from popping loose. It is a concern, especially when they're curved. Like this is curving in. I don't know if this is a separate piece or if this is one continuous piece here. But the tension, eventually it might break the glue away. It's happened on a few of my models. So, but I think with the metal holding it down, it should hopefully be good forever. Clearly a separate mirror. It almost looks like a two-piece mirror. They literally have molding like panel gaps. No, I think it's still one piece, but it's really nicely done. A little glue residue there, though. Maybe there as well. So there's going to be reflective stickers. Yeah, it's literally a reflector. And what I like about this one, it has the raised intakes here. I don't know if that's... No, I'm looking at the real photographs. They're supposed to be down when the car's not moving. This is when the car gets hot, these raise up and cool off the engine. So it's really neat. I like it. A little decal there. Some sponsorship here. Yeah. Big over fender. Really smooth paint here again. What do we have here? Is that... I don't know if that's a separate piece. It's almost like there is a texture here, but then it goes smooth here, or is that just air? This side, we clearly have an inserted piece of metal, just like in the front grills. I just don't know what's going on in the back. If there's half of a grill there and there's black paint, it's hard to tell. Alright. Insert here, insert there. I doubt there's anything behind these big ones, but well, cast some light in there. I don't think so. Maybe a recess. Oh yeah, maybe. Hard to say. I feel like something's back behind this grill. So sadly, there's no license plate. Yeah. Not sure. Not sure why. Would have been cool if there was just something that said maybe LBWK or even the brand, Error 404. I'd be happy with that. You know, take credit for the work that you did. Granted, it's illegal. This is an unlicensed product, so maybe that's why. Look at the crazy camera on this thing. Makes no sense in the real world, but it kind of looks cool. Although, that doesn't look so great. Alright, so clear taillight covers here. I don't know, it's so big. Maybe this is a molded piece, this cover part at least. But you can see all these light bucket details, like a light bulb, right? And even in the backup lights here, all these little LED recesses. That's really intricate. I have to assume these must be the exhaust pipes because there's a little bit of a half circle there. leading to this. I will say the diffuser, the vanes are very thick. They're molded plastic. I almost feel like maybe they should have had metal pieces for these two. Keep the plastic and put metal pieces in there. For a resin model, they seem very thick. Premium model, I think that'd be perfectly fine. Grill detail there, the Lamborghini, very shiny decal or something. Okay. Yeah, so sadly, because the car is red, it's really hard to appreciate those red taillights, but if you pick a different color, I'm sure those will look even nicer. There's clearly a decal underneath this wing. It's actually conforming a little bit to the struts. And then they got this carbon texture as well. The end plates, no, just black. And I think these might be photo etched because that's where they were torn off the etching sprue. But this is clearly a decal. You can see the wrinkliness of it. There's no clear coat. Alright. Still nice, super glossy here. A matte black here. And then these louvers, very thin, just like the side windows, like packaging thin kind of plastic. Let's get a light in here. I think there's probably a rear window in that interior. Oh, I can't say for sure, it's so shallow. I gotta hit focus, but I gotta take the hand away as well. So I feel like these pieces are smoked. It's clear, smoked, right? They went to the effort of smoking these windows out. I'm not sure if that was necessary. I'm not sure if that happens on a real car, but it probably would because it takes money to paint something, right? The smoke color. Unless this is some smoked plastic that's molded in color. But I feel like if it was clear windows, I would see the engine and appreciate the engine detail more. But I guess maybe this is realistic to the real thing. But trying to see here, it looks like there is a Lamborghini, yeah, written on the cam covers. I don't know what this metal rectangle is below it, but it's probably a photo etch piece, just being that shiny. And then I really can't see the rest because the windows are smoked. Or maybe this engine detail just isn't great and they use the smoke windows to cover up the lack of detail that's under here. But it looks pretty good still to me. So looking at the front, we do have a molded rear view mirror. It's not just a thin piece of metal. It's literally coming out on an arm. So that's pretty cool. And then it's, again, super thin packaging plastic kind of stuff here for the windscreen. And the black goes on the back side for sure. And then we have a photo etched wiper blade, the double arms there. And then it's bent perpendicular to the windscreen a little bit. Or maybe it's just so shallow, but it is bent, so that's really realistic looking. The top of the dash, just black, but there's the vent detail, the binnacle. Very small diameter steering wheel. I wonder if that's accurate. It seems really small. There's little stalks on the steering column. There's the gate for the shifter. It's odd that it's not painted silver. Oh, maybe that's not the gate. Maybe those are switches. Alright, never mind. The red seats are nice, how they pop through this these windows here. So we're gonna still need some light. And I need to hit focus. Interesting. The two hollows. I can understand one hollow for the seatbelt harnesses if they wanted to run harnesses, but two. It's interesting. Never seen a seat like that. And then I look at this, what is that thing in the middle between the seats? It's kind of like a Lambo flux capacitor, but there's no additional color. It's weird. It's like hieroglyphics. I cannot speak anymore. Egyptian characters, so let's just call it that. Okay, the door panel. Well, it's kind of plain. It's kind of an armrest. Not the greatest. Speaker, a little round speaker there. Okay, the center console, some recesses. Maybe that is supposed to be a shifter gate. This thing. Boy, this is so reflective, this windscreen. I feel like that is a shifter gate without a shifter. But, I don't know. Maybe the Murcielago didn't have it because maybe it had pedal shifters, but I can't say I saw pedal shifters in here either. Did I miss it? No, it looks like that's just the turn signal and the wiper blade stocks. I don't know the history of every car in the world, or really any, so I don't know. That's like a foot pedal of sorts. It's just molded into the interior. There's the brake pedal and the gas pedal. Alright, that's fine. Other brands, though, just to let you know, they might actually have photo etch pieces down there. But after this video, I'm never going to go looking for foot pedals, so I'm not too concerned. If it gets me a cheaper model, I don't need to see everything, right? If I can't see the stuff, it doesn't need to be there. So I'm a little curious if there's a grate in here, but no, this big vent is just smooth. You would think the real car would have a grate there, like birds fly in there or something, but I don't know if the real one does or not. And then someone has to see the bottom of these resin models, but I'm not going to do it. It's just not important to me, and I'm also not going to risk dropping the model and breaking something so fragile. So yeah, you have to find someone else to review the bottom of a model that you would never display upside down anyways. Okay, well, I guess that looks good. No major quality problems that I can recall. I guess the only minor thing is maybe one of those center Lambo badges in the wheel is a little bit off. But other than that, I think everything is fine. So I lucked out again. The earlier history of this channel was, if you think I complain now, I used to complain a lot more because there's so many defects in this hobby. So that's another thing about complaining. Maybe it's possible some people actually watch this channel that actually manufacture models, and my complaints hopefully are driving them to make better models. But if no one complains, we'd all be collecting Hot Wheels. A lot of people do. It's crazy. Like $100 Hot Wheels. I'm going to drive home the fact again. This Cars Lounge Murcielago, $73. This, I don't even know what brand it is, unbranded, but it's almost $80, this one, right? So this is literally $23 more and $30 more than something that has a simple packaging, right? Still a nice model. Just saying. Alright, so all three being resin, they're all quite fantastic. I will say though, this one actually has printing in the license plate area. This, what is it, Cars Lounge one. That one didn't either. So good and bad, I guess. But in the realm of resins, these are all quite good. The only difference to me is the packaging. And so I'm a repeating record, and I'm going to continue doing it. But if you want to pay an extra $20 just to get an acrylic box and you're okay with it, then yeah, do so. I'm clearly doing it, but I'm trying to, try to save people money if I can. Wouldn't that be nice? Is that just the wrong thing to do, to try to help people by saving them money? Or should I just try to have you buy the most expensive things in the world for no reason? Alright, well, anyhow, I lucked out again. Arrow 404, pretty good stuff. Oh, I'm noticing there's a little fuel filler there. It's all hidden in the black. I guess the only minor criticism, maybe the vertical strakes in that diffuser could have been thinner. That's not much of a criticism, but just looking here. No, see, this says wing struts are thin, but it doesn't really have a diffuser. No, this one doesn't either, so never mind. This is a unique vehicle. So that's why I got it. It's a cool color, but it is a darker color. If I chose not to put the decals on because I don't think they're going to show up very well on such a dark body. And also, the decals are going to create a bunch of wrinkles. They don't lay smooth. So I don't want to mess up this pristine paint job by slapping on a giant rising sun decal. But if you were to get, say, a lighter color, maybe that decal would pop more, more contrast. But that's your personal choice. Alright, well, thanks for watching, everyone, and we shall see you if I get another resin model in. Alright, take care. Bye.